Do you know what a digital humanities infrastructure would be and what it would mean to you?
Yeah, I guess it would be an infrastructure that would enable humanities to have a way of easily accessing to digital ways of exploring and analyzing data.
Yeah, to me, as I say, it is the multiple organizations working in the digital humanities sphere. It's DARIAH, it's Clarion, and those are multiple universities, and of course Helsinki University for me has been the number one in this field. I think they're doing like a great job for developing and even promoting the digital humanities as a relatively new field. And thanks to them we have also the hackathon. Maybe for them, for me, it would be important like to hear more about their work, their directions, their future research, and to have maybe more easily available info.
I would say that it's all of the technical work, data management, storing it, and such supportive things that, to be honest, for very often are perhaps getting in the way of the things that I want to achieve, but nevertheless need to be done. This is how I often frame infrastructure.
Yeah, well, at first thinking doesn't really ring a bell, but maybe when we discussed this earlier, maybe like you're trying to develop some kind of infrastructure of tools. So I see digital humanities maybe as a repository for different kind of computational methods and tools that maybe I could apply in my research.
Well, I have an understanding. I would say that it's tools and services that people are using or can use in principle. And what I would say is important that there is some user support for tools which are not very basic. Because I have experienced a situation that in principle the tool is out there, but when you approach it, you just don't have understanding how to use it. So I think there is a lot of great stuff out there which lacks the usability or user support or documentation. But yes, like tools, I would say.
I understand it more as a structure for people, for work together, for combine their experience from humanities, of course. I, for example, studied literature for my whole life, and it was a very classical approach. And now I have the opportunity to work with people who understand the technicalities, with people from IT, who can just make my life easier and fasten the work with data, with a lot of information. And they also still gave us a very clear instruction what to do. And of course, it's also for me, it's also some kind of system when we combine our different skills and how we approach the material.
Right.
So I think that's the most important thing in digital humanities, to just combine different skills and different experience.
Well, as a data scientist, I would think of it as a framework of resources at hand and a way to keep it at hand. So you have data, you have computing resources, and you have a policy how to maintain the data for future research.